old souls, young souls, and all my damn souls in between. Welcome back to another week of Old Soul in the Young World with your host, Jesse Ellie. Hey! Guys, it is more than lit in the studio this week. We have an OG tattoo artist, somebody who's been on VH1's very own Black Ink crew. Welcome to the show, and thanks for being here, Alien Ink. What's poppin'?
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ray, aka Alien Ink. I'm in the building.
We love it. Here, can you fill your cup up so we can get it poppin'?
I'm with it.
All right, guys, like I said, very excited to have Alien Ink on the show. He has, done so much in the tattoo community, so much within himself for his hometown. Shout out Hartford, Connecticut, coming all the way down from Connecticut to Massachusetts to be on the show. We appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you've been in the game for like 10 plus years. Am I wrong?
9.
9, okay.
9,
so,
going on 10.
How did you actually get into tattooing? Whether it be like painting and art, music, or did you like just hop into tattooing?
Nah, I was the type of kid that liked to get tattooed. Like, I want to say like every 3 days, every week, I get like something that I could afford. And then it happened by accident, honestly.
So you started getting tattoos pretty young?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like 16.
So I'm curious, what's your very first tattoo out of your whole masterpiece on your body? Do you remember what the first one was?
Yeah.
Can you say it?
Yeah, I was one of those people that got like their names as their first tattoo.
Like the legal name?
Nah, it just says Ray.
Okay, yeah. All right. We fuck with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like I said, big accolades, big things popping. Obviously, a big thing that you're known for is being on Black Ink crew, but it's like, it takes so long and it's a whole lead up of struggle and successes to even get to a platform where you would be asked to be on a show like that, So like when you start getting your tattoos, were you kind of like, oh, like I fuck with that, I want to pick up a gun and just like try it out?
Yeah, pretty much. Like my brother had got the equipment. He was gonna try tattooing, but he was, really stocky dude, so that didn't work out for him. But I told him like, yo, if you got me equipment, I'll try it out. He got me my first equipment.
Ooh.
And I practiced on one of my best friends at the time. Shout out my boy Ski.
Hey.
And
that's fire.
I did my whole stomach, and yeah.
Damn, you went straight in with the whole stomach.
Yeah.
You're like, nah, I'm not doing the hand, I'm not doing the arm, just straight out. I love that. Mm-hmm. That's dope.
Yeah.
And so you grown up your whole life in Hartford, Connecticut, or did you kind of like move around?
Raised. My mom from New York, but she came out here when she basically gave birth to my older brother first, so she was out here.
Okay,
but I was born and raised in Hartford, Connecticut, yeah.
Hey, that's dope. And so in Hartford, because like I don't really, I'm from Massachusetts, not familiar with the Connecticut scene. Is there even like tattoo scene in Connecticut? Is that a big thing out there? Or were you kind of like a rare breed?
No, it's actually a big thing. I mean, like I would say there's a lot of people that think they could do it, or a lot of people that try it out. Some people don't make it. Some people still try and get out, but not taking the proper steps. They're just rushing into it. Meaning that means some people are in it for the money, then some people are in it for the art. But when you're in it for the money, you're not making the money. When you're in it for the art, you're making triple the money.
Yeah, I feel that. And that's actually a really dope point, because I feel like when you go into something that you love for the right reasons, like you love making that art piece, you know what I'm saying? You love like what you do in the work that you're putting on people. And when you have that respect for like yourself and your craft and everything, it's like the money comes with it without worrying, That's you got to trust and believe in the process,
Oh yeah, trust me, living proof. That's how I started off. Like when I started off tattooing because I got in trouble. I had a warrant for my arrest, so I couldn't go back to college. Because there's marshals on the campus.
Yeah.
So when I started tattooing, I paid off my bond It was for a stolen car when I was younger. So mind you, I turned into an adult when my probation ended. Nobody helped me pay the damages to the car, so that's why I was in trouble at the time. Then excuse my language.
Oh, you can swear. That's fine.
And I paid off my bond and the damages, which was the restitution.
Okay, got you.
And that was $4,000. I kept tattooing ever since.
Okay, so you kind of used it as motivation to pay off what you needed to. Throughout that, do you feel like you fell in love with the actual art form of it? Like, because I myself, just to relate to you, so I'm an artist, I'm a painter, I'm a poet as well. So like, I feel like those outlets for me led me into like my journey of creating the show. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if I didn't have, drawing or painting as an outlet or something to relate with to other people, I don't think I would have gotten to this point of being able to like, one, be confident enough with myself, two, take the risks and chances that I needed to like get to the level I needed to be. So like when you were young growing up in Hartford, because I know we kind of talked about off air and we can, get into it if you're down, but you kind of went through some struggles and shit. Do you feel like tattooing or art at all kind of like put you on a different path than maybe what you would have been on if you didn't keep going and doing that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, only reason because like when I was younger and I was taken away from my mom was she was in the hustling game when it's back in the day stuff. So we was put in DCF when my mom got in trouble, whatever the case may be. But I started drawing in the 3rd grade, being in one of them homes.
Wow. Like a group home?
I never really drew until like 3rd grade.
So you actually did kind of pick up art as like a therapeutic outlet, I guess you could say, in some type of way, shape, or form.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, as you will know, being an artist, some people are born artists, natural artists, and some of us, we have to practice. We have to work at it. We have to get better. I'm sure that your first tattoo that you ever did is not comparable to the work that you're doing now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a long journey.
Yeah.
And, like, for anyone starting out in the tattoo game now, opposed to, like, when you started out 9 years ago, do you feel like it's kind of like an easier, like, game to get in or route to take now, opposed to when you got in?
No, I would say when I started off, I thought it was an easier game to get into. Because you think, it's something easy because you draw, or because you might paint, or because you do nails, or because something that has to do with kind of an art form. And if you rush into it, you don't really learn the right way you're supposed to learn, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you fully learn the right steps, it comes easier now. So like if they watch me tattoo now, I'm doing it with ease, so much smoother, so much faster.
Fast.
So it's a lot more easier now than back then. I'm like trying to figure out like, am I doing this right?
Yeah.
So.
And I feel like it's like getting down your own technique too, because you can have mentors, you can have people you work with, or people who look up to you and your artwork. But it's like no matter if you show them your techniques, like they sit there and they watch every needle, every color you do, every process you do. They have to still develop their own skill, their own technique, to become, an individual tattoo artist, and that's what makes you unique and different, and that's what can get you noticed. And that kind of paid off for you, and you kind of did get noticed at one point.
Oh yeah, that's one thing. I try to stay away from choosing one style, but I know what to stay away from that I don't feel comfortable doing.
Yeah.
But I'm very versatile, so when people kind of look at my work, they get lost in the sauce and like, oh yeah, he can do a few of the styles I've been thinking of. So it makes it easier for them to make the decision on choosing me as their artist. Now, as for like, it comes with comfortability too. You just gotta represent yourself well, especially with how you respond to people when they criticize your art or the way they message you or little comments you might see.
And I'm like just curious about like when you started off and like you just said, like you're doing it for somebody, but then it's the comfortability. It's that trust level. It's like, yo, you're putting something on my body. It's going to be there for the rest of my life. Well, whether I get it covered up or laser removed or whatever, but technically for the rest of my life. So you kind of have to build this platform for yourself where it's like somebody could go to you without ever meeting you before and be like, yo, I trust you to put this shit on me. You know what I mean? And that's huge, even building that for yourself and trusting yourself to do that to somebody else. Did you ever feel like when you were practicing or getting into it, like, would you ever get like nervous of your work or like the criticism that might come with it?
Oh yeah, especially like first starting off.
Yeah.
But there's like people that are either haters, there's some jealous people, there's just
There's a
people
whole
that
lot of
kind of
haters,
criticize
you can
that
say
might
that.
say like, oh, you just drawing, anybody could do that. You got an easy job. You're not really doing hard labor, stuff like that. They say stuff like that, but then say they try it. You know what I mean? It's a different ball game. It's technically surgery.
Yep.
And it's for life.
It's a medical aspect of it. It's the business aspect of it. You know, making sure, you know, the money's right. Are they putting their down payment down? So it's like at first you get into it because it's fun and artistic and like something, oh, you can pay your bills off. You can pay your DUI off or this and that. And it's kind of like the further you go. And like, I'm just relating myself with the podcast because I started off like, I told y'all, like, I just wanted to talk. I just wanted to talk in my room. I wanted to get my voice out there. I had things to say, you know, and at your time, like, you wanted to make art. You had bills to pay. You had shit to do. And the more you get into it, it's like there are so many other aspects that go into tattooing behind the scenes, stress, the struggle, the successes that people don't know about, having to make contracts, having to connect with your, you know, whoever's coming to get the tattoo done, the appointments, all that. So there's just so much I want to shout you out for that, you know, I'm sure it's not easy for you to portray in words, but you've probably gone through a lot of shit to get to where you're at. So, just want to give you a brief shout out for that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know, I did mention to you, oh, do you want more champagne? Did I steal the bottle from you, yo? My bad. Let me give that back. Yeah, you can pour it yourself. I'll probably spill it. I'm all clumsy. But yeah, so like I said, I saw this brief interview on you for a couple of years ago, and it was from Connecticut. And you kind of had mentioned something about when you were younger, you would do some different programs. And something about UFO and something about aliens. I know you're slightly an extraterrestrial, so what's the rundown with that? How did you actually like claim this name for yourself?
All right, so Alien Ink came from... I tried to use something that people remembered me by, which would be familiar to them. So if they saw it on Instagram, like, oh, that's this guy or this boy from so-and-so. So back in the day, I had a group called UFO. It was short for Unique Fashion Organization.
Oh, that's dope.
That's fun.
So it's like, you know, people have little teams and stuff back in the day. Some people had street teams. Some people had teams that try to do little movements and stuff like that.
Okay.
So that's what we kind of did. We did like I did mad parties to keep, you know, a lot of the kids out the street, but it was my mom that kind of helped with that.
Okay.
And she rather all the kids chilled with us and stuff. We did fashion shows, talent shows. We performed at a lot of dance talent shows.
Oh wow.
We had maybe 5 different like street groups. Like of a bunch of kids all combined into one. So they were doing everything we were doing.
That's dope.
So since everybody remembered me from the group, the alien group or whatever, I just kept it like that.
Hey, okay. So you coined that even before you went on Black Ink. Okay, got you, got you. And you know, and I could be off. Well, I am off because I was thinking it was for a different reason, but I really was thinking like extraterrestrial, like you're an alien, like you're different, you're unique. You know what I mean? Like that's what E.T. was. Like he came here, he was whatever, nobody knew what to do with him. And you know, even though maybe that's not why you coined the phrase, I kind of do.
That's how it turned into.
I see that in you. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because you are unique within yourself, and especially creating like such a name in Hartford, and bringing that to like New York and bringing that, to Brooklyn on the show, everything. So it's just dope.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's fire.
And so how did Alien Ink become, Black Ink Crew Alien Ink? Because that's like a whole nother like life right there.
That was like last minute, kind of short minute. I was a street artist for like 4 years, tattooing the street, out the crib. Then
In Connecticut?
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
And I had a secretary kind of hooked me up with my boy at a shop. Mm-hmm. And he gave me a shot, so I started tattooing at his shop. Shout out Andres.
Hey, shout out.
So with his shop, I went to my first convention in like 3 to 4 months with being with him. Mm-hmm. And I met Black Ink over there. They were tattooing my sister's son's father. Mm-hmm. And he gave me a little shout out while Caesar was doing his tattoo, and the secretary came up to me immediately, was like, "Oh, let me get your number. We'll see if we can set you up for an audition." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, damn.
I didn't really
didn't think nothing of it. Yeah.
So I went back. Then I started getting an interview from the Hartford Current for doing my boy's mother's. She was a model. Mm-hmm. So I covered up her whole chest tattoo. Mm-hmm. And she was getting interviewed at the tattoo convention for it. And she came over to pictures with me, shouted me out. Then they really hit me up. I got a text message the next day. Like, "Oh, yeah, we want to set you up for Black Ink in New York." I'm like,
damn, okay.
I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I did one audition with the shop manager at the time. Mm-hmm. And I brought my own client. Now, all the artists was impressed with my work, but the management, they like to kind of not show that they don't
want to be like too impressed, like give you a big head or like, yeah.
So they set me up for a second one.
Oh, okay.
But the second one had to be for Caesar personally.
Oh, damn, that's pressure. Yeah. Okay.
But he was in, I want to say, Atlanta. Mm-hmm. So it was on FaceTime the whole time. And
that's interesting.
Yeah. So when I was done with that piece, I did like a half sleeve in like 3 hours. They expect me to be done in like 6 hours.
Okay.
So I'm pretty quick. Not that I rush or anything like that, but
it's the technique though.
And then he was like, "Oh yeah, when can you start? We're gonna get him going." I had to meet up with the people that did the contracts. I signed as an independent contractor. Okay. And yeah, I've been working over there for about 4 or 5 years.
That's dope.
That's
and that's the 125th Street shop in Brooklyn that you've been at, or is that currently the
125th in Harlem?
Oh, Harlem. Excuse me. Okay, got you.
They have the Brooklyn shop. They just opened up.
Oh, okay.
So I do like appointments only if I get booked or if they call me like for production.
Mm-hmm. I feel you. And so as of recent, actually, that's going to be coming out soon. I think we can give it a like, you maybe heard it here first on Also Young World. Mm-hmm. Maybe. Yeah. That, Alien Ink is going to be on season 10 of Black Ink Crew, which should be dropping soon. That's dope.
That's fire.
And, like we just said, like we were talking about, from art to building the business through tattooing to like the process of like, things change. Life is fluid. Things happen. You got to like adjust. So I'm sure like going on the show must have been an adjustment for you, because now not only are you an artist, not only are you tattooing, but you have eyes on you. You have cameras on you, pressure, people watching you, How was it for you kind of getting into like the recording aspects of while you were tattooing and all that? And I guess working with like Caesar and everybody.
I would say in a way Caesar helped me kind of break that, because being in the Harlem shop, we had to do like video skits and stuff like that for the promotions for the shop, and he would be there personally, recording personally, and then having us do it over and over. So like kind of getting us ready pretty much for production. But I would just say I'm really shy. you know. But
Oh, we couldn't tell.
I definitely get into it though after a little while, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But it's kind of dope though, because it shows the different sides that you have of you. And like, I had this conversation with another guest who came to my show, but like off air, Jesse Ellie is not the same as on air Jesse Ellie. Like, I'll come on here and I'll have mad energy. We'll turn the cameras off. I'll be like going smoking a blunt, being mad quiet and listening to music for like a couple hours. Like, it's like, sometimes you have to know when to flip that switch to be able to be like, you know, Ray, or to be Alien Ink or whatever. Do you kind of feel like through the recording and everything, you like learned how to separate, or I guess combined, like just like you off air to you on air?
yeah, I'm really goofy when I'm not shy, so I learned to kind of, as I got into it, I learned to control it a little bit.
Okay,
so I
yeah.
didn't look too goofy. You
Okay.
know? Yeah.
But you could still incorporate a little, like show your personality.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I feel that.
That's like when I tattoo all my clients. It's like calling it ink therapy.
Yes.
Yeah. Every client I tattoo has some crazy story to say. I would say mostly in women, because I tattoo 85% women.
Yeah.
So I get to hear all the crazy shit.
We crazy. I'm not going to deny it. We crazy.
But it's cool, you know, because they get to hear, you know, I can relate, you know, and kind of give them scenarios or advice.
Yeah.
And then I ask for a little advice and stuff on my scenarios, you know, to make them feel better. I'm like including myself in it.
Yeah.
And it's always cool and stuff.
It's kind of like when you go, like if I go to the hair salon, or like when you go to the barber shop, and it's kind of just like that barbershop talk where you like y'all can chill, but kind of like, you know, get shit off your chest, vent, whatever
They come, go just to take a little pain. They'll message me like, yeah, I just need to feel some of the tattoo pain.
Facts.
I know what time it is.
Yeah.
That's fire.
You know, and that's really dope, because like with clientele and all that, every person, every tattoo that you're doing or creating, it's a different story that comes with it, you know, a different reason on why they're getting it, whether it's like, you know, to shout out somebody who passed away, to represent something from their childhood, to whatever it may be, to heal from something. Do you have like any certain clients or stories or anything that like stuck with you of like an important tattoo that you felt like you did on somebody that like maybe changed their life or like helped them? I know it's kind of a broad question. You've done so many tattoos, so.
Yeah, no, I get a lot of them, like especially with memorial pieces.
Yeah.
So say somebody texts me, like for instance, I had a client. They wanted something done to remember, it was one of their loved ones. I can't remember if it was a brother or a dad or something, but I created the piece. They just gave me all the little ideas they wanted, so I made my own design. When they came in, I had the design ready.
Yeah.
And when I was done with the tattoo, they cried, but out of like how much they loved it and how meaningful it was to them. And
Yeah.
they tipped me $300 on top of what I charged them, which was probably the most I gotten in a tip.
Damn.
But yeah.
And that shows though, it's like, yo, like we said, like you can do it for the money, but when you're doing it like with that understanding of knowing like, yo, like you literally just created a piece for somebody, it's like they're gonna live and be able to look at that and remember that person. Like that shit's special and it's different, and not everybody can do that. So
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for real. And you are super versatile. Actually, you said it earlier, and I was going to shout this out because I was looking through some of your pieces, and it was, shit. Yes, that's what it was. It was a serpent head. It was like this woman, almost like a statue. I don't know if you know which one I'm talking about. It had like snakes coming out, almost like a Medusa vibe.
Yeah.
And then like I was clicking through, and then the next one was like Stitch from like Lilo and Stitch. And I was like, wait, you're doing like cartoon character work, and then you're doing like this legit like intricate piece. That just blows my mind, because I feel like I couldn't even label you into like, oh, he does this style or he does that style.
That's like when Black Ink asks me for the website, like, oh, what style do you want me playing by? I was like, damn.
Like I saw
I've
gray.
never really thought about it. Yeah.
It's like gray, white, and fantasy technically.
So it's like gray. It's black and gray wash.
Okay.
So it's like black with the white highlights. So it's gray and black. Then there's the color styles. Then there's traditional. Then there's neo-traditional. Then there's Chinese traditional.
These are just like definitions to me. I'm like, oh.
Realism, 3D realism. There's all types of, yeah.
Do you have a favorite of the types that you, specialize in, that you enjoy doing on people the most?
I like doing the trash poker, but not that many people get it.
What is that?
It's more abstract. So you have like, that's how I got into blacking with my audition piece. So you have like a realistic piece in the middle. So maybe like a portrait, but the whole backdrop would be like abstract patterns.
Okay.
But created in a pattern.
Okay.
And then another picture would have like another picture inside of it.
What?
So, and it's all in black and red paint splashes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's fucking dope.
Yeah, it looks crazy.
You're going to have to send me some pictures or something, because I got to see that. That's fire. Yeah. And I feel like that's unique. You don't really see many people with like designs like that either. Yeah. So besides from that, after going on, Black Ink, and now you're going to be coming out with the new season, all that, but you yourself have another exciting thing that you're doing personally. Shout out Alien Ink Studios. That's going to be opening very soon in Hartford, Connecticut.
Yes.
Let's get into that. How the hell did you go from, all you've done to now having your own place? And how does that feel for you?
I mean, this has been a long time coming, honestly. I
Yes.
I got a lot of support behind me. A lot of people have been telling me, oh, do it. I'm a little bit of a procrastinator, but I try to wait till I'm more of a comfort zone before I really try to make decisions. And being in my position, I got to make sure people don't play me with numbers and signing for any documents and stuff like that.
The business aspect.
So it's like now is open up shop, because I made it to a status to where my money flow is good. I don't have to worry about trying to book anybody. People are always trying to book me instead of me trying to book them now,
Yeah.
So it's like, let me just start my own business, boss level a little bit.
Hey. And do we have like official address, location, or is that everything still in the works? We not putting that out there?
Still in the works.
Okay.
I won't drop the address. People that normally know me would hit me up. They know the drop, so they get more info.
Yeah.
I'm not too distant with people. It does take me a while to kind of reply on social media, but my phone number, my business number is on my bios on most of it, so it's easier to contact me mostly through that way.
Word. And so for the new studio, when you open it, is it gonna just be you there, or is your hopes to be having like different local artists or artists from New York, or? No,
so I got a few local artists coming in. They're gonna be guest spotting maybe 2-3 days a week. I got some of Black Ink crew from 125th Shop.
Hey.
Excuse me. They'll be coming down, put out some work in CT, because they're in New York a lot. They travel just like I do. So they'll come out, check out the shop, help a few times. And then I have 3 of my own artists right now, which, one in the crowd right now.
Shout them out. Go ahead.
That's my boy Ty.
Hey.
Shout out my boy Ty. Then I got
Fire.
Emily Tattoos and Nicole.
Hey.
Nicole's the new one to the crew.
That's dope. Oh, so you have 2 females working for you as well? Nice.
Gives a more comfortable vibe in the shop.
Yes, we appreciate that for sure. And that's gonna be within the next coming months, could we say? Or
I would say about a month or 2 the most. Yeah.
All right, so they gotta stay tuned. They gotta follow you. You know.
I'm like in step 2. I gotta go to phase 3 soon. So.
Yeah, and opening the shop, was that the plan in your mind, when you joined Black Ink and blah, 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 when you were thinking about the future of Alien Ink Studio?
Yeah, I mean, I want to open up the shop mostly because I'm getting old and I do have my own kids, so I want to be at that level because I like to travel a lot. So I want to be at that level to where I don't have to work all the time like I do now. I work almost 7 days a week, except I take my days off with my kids. And I just want to be able to just book here and there when I want to. And I got a regular money flow coming in from everybody else working in the shop.
Facts. That's dope. And, I just want to highlight something that you just brought up, and it's so factual. And, I've talked about this multiple times on the show, especially since I've started doing the podcast. Having a small crew, when you have a dream, when you have a dream and nobody else sees that dream, like before it's actually physical, you're the only one with this crazy idea. You know what I mean? And you just have to try to interpret it into words to get other people on the page to like understand what your vision is and what you're trying to do. And like when I started like Also Young World, it's like starting a business, there are no days off. When you're an entrepreneur, when you're coming from the ground up, when you had nothing and you're trying to build something of your own to pass down to your kids, or if you don't have kids, to pass down in the future generations, that shit takes all your time, effort, energy, money, struggle, success. And I kind of want to hear your thoughts on that. Like how do you keep yourself motivated to keep going when you're working 7 days a week, when you still have the life struggles of providing financially for your children, when you're trying to just be a regular person and live your life? Like, I just want to highlight, because I have a lot of entrepreneurs and people who listen in who are trying to start their own businesses. And it's like they don't get, or a lot of people don't get, the effort and the time that you actually have to put in when you want to get to the point where you're like, yo, I'm going to have something that rolls on its own so much that, yeah, I can be the CEO or the boss of it, but I'm also able to travel and do this and do that because you built it up so much. How much time has it taken from your life to be the tattoo artist that you are now to get to where you're at?
I would say I'm still learning. Like, I'm excellent at what I do. I'm still learning though. Like if an artist says he's not at that, he's at his full peak, he's lying.
Ooh,
you know what I mean?
We're lifelong learners.
So it's always a more process to learning. But what keeps me going is like thinking about everything I went through as a kid, the shit I had to listen, watch. People say learn from them. Watch how they do. Yeah, I'll watch. I won't fully learn because I have a different way of thinking. Like, I don't think that's how it should be. I think it should be like this.
Yeah.
Because everybody thinks that something should be their way.
Right.
There's different ways to do things.
100%.
So I had to go through all that bad stuff. Like, I still go through stuff today. Like, just being an adult, being a parent, being a family member, trying to be something. But you gotta realize it's okay to cry. People hold it in.
Yo, facts.
Cry, talk about it, have people positive around you, But I would say just keep pushing every day.
Yeah.
I push every day. I try to stay busy to clear my mind. Excuse me, my eyes get watery, but
Nah, don't apologize.
yeah, I stay busy all day to try to clear my mind and not think about everything that's bottled up inside. And I have people, like I said, that don't have bad energy.
Yeah.
And I'll talk to them, because if you hold it inside, it makes everything so much worse.
That's fire.
Oh man, I didn't even think you were gonna get that deep with me, but like, I just want to say thank you for saying that, because the amount of young men who have come from similar or the same situations that you've come from, who are listening in right now, who are struggling to find their way, who are struggling to be a better person, who are struggling to wake up in the morning and say, I can do this today, I can get out of bed, and fuck all the self-doubt, fuck all the people my whole life who told me I couldn't be nothing, fuck all the people who told me I was nothing. I'm gonna be something, and I'm gonna prove that to myself before my family, before my friends. I'm gonna prove that to myself. And that's what you've done. You know what I'm saying? That's who you are. You're an example not only for Hartford, Connecticut, but for so many men around the country, around the world who have struggled and doubted, but you actually took the step to become. You know what I'm saying? You took the step to do more. So Alien, you know, whatever you're doing, the struggles, the successes, and anything you've been through, I'm blessed that you went through that so you could be here right now today to share that message. And that means so much to me as a young woman hearing a young man say that. So I just got to shout you out just for being fucking you, because you're dope. You're dope.
That's fire.
Wow. All right. I don't know. I don't even know. I'm just, wow. All right. You're awesome. Anyways, I did want to know on your masterpiece, and I did ask this already because I think that our physical bodies are really just a masterpiece. Like we were born into this, we will die from this, but this physical is not us. You know what I'm saying? There's something in you where that self-motivation comes from that keeps you going. But you have chose to express yourself through tattoos on your body, which some people don't understand. Some people appreciate highly, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I feel like it is a form of artistic expression of showing who you are. Is there any tattoos on you that is like your personal favorite, whether it be the meaning of it or like an artist who has given it to you?
I would say first my kids' name, because I have my kids' names.
Yeah.
But they mean more to me than their names tatted on me.
Yes.
But my most important one would be, I have two that are equal.
Okay.
So my boy Godo that died when I was a kid, he died as a kid. And then my blessed on my face. I got this after I flew out my car on the highway.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And like,
That's fire.
I have a hard time when people judge other people for tattooing their bodies or for any negative connotation towards it, because I see it as an art form and I see it as a story, like you just said. And like, you know, somebody could look at you and be like, oh, blessed. Why is he like, that's so typical. But the meaning behind that, when you look in the mirror every day and you're like, I survived, I stepped through this, I'm here, you know what I'm saying? And like, I actually never even shared this on the show, but like you got deep, so I'm gonna get deep. If y'all don't like it, y'all can fuck off. But so you asked me, you know, is this the only tattoo I have? This was my second tattoo. My first tattoo was on my ankle. My first tattoo on my ankle is for my grandmother. It's very important to me. It has my grandfather's handwriting on it. The second tattoo, a lot of people don't understand. It's a Buddha face. But what they don't see is if you look at the bottom, I have scars at the bottom, you know? And when I was younger, I self-harmed. And when I decided to get this tattoo, I said, I'm gonna look at this every day and remember how important I am. Remember how much I value myself. Remember every time I look at this, the peace that I should feel inside, because I made it over that struggle. I made it over that step and I became to the next level. So it's like, I think that anything that we express through ourselves through tattooing, it's just an extension of like who we are as a soul, as a person, you know, and it's beautiful. It really is. And so for you to be an artist of tattooing, like you're able to give to people stories and to create your own story on yourself, which is just like amazing. And you know, so I do want to ask you, I know we have Alien Ink, you know, studio coming, all that. Do you yourself have any plans in your mind for like the future of where you want this to go or where you want to kind of grow into?
Yeah. I mean, tattooing is just, like I said, is something that turned from nothing to something, and then now investing would probably be the next best thing once everything booms. So yeah, maybe I would probably think about investing into programs after school, which they slowed down doing. Yeah. I had did a speech at one. It was a fundraiser for raising money for after-school programs, and that it worked out. They raised almost $200,000 for programs.
What?
Yeah.
That's dope.
And they're just basically being like a motivational speaker.
Yeah.
You know, telling kids, giving them slight stories how, they can use their skills and talents to kind of make something of themselves other than settling. A lot of people settle. Sometimes you have to settle, but it's okay to settle and then figure out what you want to do.
Yeah.
But just try not to procrastinate and take too long.
Yeah.
But
100%.
That's like me transitioning. I was a barber for 14 years.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Do my own haircuts, so I don't let nobody touch my head.
No way. Not this one though.
I do my haircuts. I don't do my braids, but
For
I do
real?
my haircuts. Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's dope. And it being multifaceted like that, you can appreciate, the effort that goes into, becoming more. And so, I see a lot for you in the future. I see a lot coming. Super blessed that we got you on the show. Super happy that we got to, open up, talk about everything you're going to be doing, because Hartford, Connecticut needs somebody like you, needs something like you, to show people over there, it's more than we think just tattooing, it's actually an art form, like I said. And what you did was take a passion, you took an art, and you turned it into a business, and you turned that business into a career, and you turned that career into a lifestyle. And anyone listening in, if you're telling yourself you can't, you fucking can. If Alien Ink did it, if I'm doing it, you can fucking do it too. Don't doubt yourself. Take all those negative thoughts, put them aside. Nobody can tell yourself no except you. So just remember that. Alien, and I do have one more question for you. I ask it to, all my guests who come on the show, from whatever you are, wherever you've been through, your struggles, your success, everything we just talked about. What does it mean to you to be an old soul in a young world, or just an old soul at all?
An old soul. So when I hear the word old, I think about like how I watch like old vintage movies or like listen to old music, and I wish I could be in the vintage world. It kind of looked cool, people was like, no, they didn't have all that, but you know what, the world probably would have been better without all of this extra problems that's being created in the world. Not for nothing, everybody looked more equal back then.
Yeah.
Other aside from all the racist shit.
Agreed.
But it looked more together. You see people dance together. You don't see people dance together now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Different traditional values.
And to be a young soul, that's where my kids come into play. They make me feel young, youthful. The music, the dancing. I was a dancer growing up. So I like to see how things evolutionize.
Yeah.
And I would like for more people to kind of change the narrative instead of always thinking like, oh, that's how we was. You know what I mean?
Right.
Nah, want everybody to do better, be better.
Facts.
That's
Break the perceptions, break the stigmas, break the labels and the boxes. Like, y'all, we're in 2022. We don't have time for that. We don't have room for that. All we have room for is improvement, growth, going forward, becoming better individuals so that we can build better businesses, so that our future generations can have mentors like people like Alien, people like me, and many other people out there who are trying to start their own shit to look up to. If you don't be the example, who the fuck's gonna be the example, right?
Facts.
You already know. And I just want to give you a chance to let people know where they can find you, where they can check you out, where they can see the new studio and all that shit, or book an appointment with you if they want to get some work done.
Definitely. Y'all can find me on Instagram, alien_ink_tats. That's my personal page. Has my personal number on my bio. You can also find me and any of my artists at alien_ink_studios. Book an appointment. I have 3 other artists. That's beautiful work. Be more than glad to help you out. Great customer service. And I'm located in the Hartford area for now. Address is not dropped, but you can DM for, some more info.
Hey.
That's fire.
You know, in that note, I just want to say it was such a pleasure having you on to speak with you, to dive a little deeper into who you are as an artist. I think it's super important, you know. You could be idolized. You could be somebody who people see you on the show and they look up to you, but they don't understand what it actually took for you to get there, for you to even be in the eyes of people. You know what I mean? And like we just highlighted throughout the show, the struggles, the success, the time, effort, and energy that he put in to even be able to have your own shop or to have something of your own. So again, shout you out. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate you. And everybody listening in, I just want y'all to know that it is possible. Like I said, if we're doing it, you can do it too. If you're thinking about it today, then take the step today. Don't wait till tomorrow. Don't make excuses. Like Alien said, he procrastinates, I procrastinate, but guess what? Move that shit aside and keep going. It's the only way you're gonna get there, not sitting there and thinking about it. So make sure, guys, you check out Alien Ink Tats, check out his studio coming soon. Tap in with him on all social media, all platforms, and check him out on season 10 of Black Ink Crew. And y'all already know, make sure you tune in with me again next week on Old Soul in the Young World with your host, Jessie Ellie.